live. We're now live on YouTube.
Hooray!
No, this is extremely frustrating. But now I can't really see the live chat if we were to have a live chat. But then I can come over here and be like, hey, I want to talk to Pope. There's Pope. Your project has changed. We send live to your
it's showing me in the corner. And we're live.
Yeah, we're live now. So all that
I'm going to hang it because I got 3%.
Oh, that's fine. Bye. We can talk like this, apparently. Can you still hear me?
It's showing me in the
Can
corner.
you still hear me?
Oh, yeah, I do.
We're live now. Where are you? Are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. I just had to turn down the YouTube thing so I didn't have echo.
Gotcha. Well, so basically,
and Hazel dances. Yes.
Well, I can't see a live chat at the moment until I can figure out exactly what in the world I have going on in this silly little world.
I was gonna say I'm not looking at live chat on the light stream. I'm looking at the actual YouTube live stream.
I gotcha. Your project has changed.
It's kind of cool because, like, I guess with this stream, it actually has me up in it has you big, but still has me up in like the corner up here.
I can make you big.
Give me a couple more drinks before we go down that route. You are a handsome man, though.
Thank you. But I don't know if it shows you. What? Excuse me. It says my live chat is disabled for this live stream.
But I mean, it's funny because like YouTube is showing you just fine. It has like live chat on YouTube.
What a debacle!
It is a debacle.
Well, I will apologize to everyone for the. Well, I mean, what better way for us to come back than to be a disaster to start with? I mean, is there any other way that we would be able to do this, without causing a ruckus? But as long as you can see a live chat, in case people do pop in and have conversations, I mean, I don't even know is it streaming? Is it streaming as Comics and Cold Ones? What's it streaming as?
Oh, it's Comics and Cold Ones. It's just like the only thing is that there's like a small delay for me talking to you to what's going on YouTube.
Gotcha. Well, that's how you been, man? I mean, I guess we made it to the 10 o'clock hour. That's what I meant. It was 10 o'clock Central Time, not 9 o'clock.
Well, we have Hazel Dan, and he says it's very nice to see us. And we also have Brandon Stawitsky, who says, "What's up and good night."
Well, fair enough. Good to see you, Brandon.
All right, we got Splash back, and he says, "Okay, how long will this last?"
Hey, we're if you're talking about the stream, I'm good now. We figured out the enemy was me, so me and my technical difficulties. So, oh my gosh, what a mess! Again, I can't apologize enough for all of you that were trying to participate. But I do gotta wish a big happy birthday over to Hazel Dan, half of the Hazel Dan, maybe the Hazel of the Hazel Dan. It is her birthday today for the next hour and 45 minutes, so I still made it in time. So happy birthday! I was gonna sing happy birthday for you because that was my promise, but I mean I guess I could.
You might as well. You might as
Yeah.
well give Elon the fireworks.
Yeah. Happy birthday. You gonna sing with me? Here we go. To you.
Elon,
Happy
happy
birthday to
birthday.
you.
Am I even
Happy birthday to half a Hazel Dan. Happy birthday to you.
I mean,
Woo!
I don't know their names. I'm just gonna say Hazel Dan. It's like,
Well, I mean, I know their names, but I don't know if they want them in public. I don't know if they ever share that information. I did not to get the
yeah.
signed waiver.
So what I'm saying is, I just made up a name. Like I wasn't singing any kind of name. I just made up a name to sing.
Well, that's
So now
fair.
I feel like a dick.
That's okay. It's normal for us. It's par for the course. You
My
know.
name is Shawn Michael Bruce, and my social security number is just to be fair. Just to be fair. My blood type is O negative.
Oh man. So, gosh, I don't even know how to like switch screens or anything because I haven't even got my beer or nothing because I was so frustrated with um you know the what do you say the temporary disabledness of our technology. So
Well, well, Splash Page is saying StreamYard is the way to go.
what's
Hazel
up,
Dan says,
Alex?
"LOL, it's worth the wait." And now we have the great Alex, the comic hoarder.
Well, what's up, Alex? Pleasure seeing you here. Splash is always good. You're still a moderator. You got the blue wrench still. Is that a thing? I see you got a blue wrench still.
That's I think that's what amazed me most when I typed in stuff. I was like, I even have a blue wrench. Like, holy shit!
You don't have a blue wrench? Yeah, you do.
No, I do. I was just, it was just,
Brandon
it's been
Sinisky
so
still has
long.
the old blue wrench. You guys have had a blue wrench for like what 2 years since we last did our last show.
Well, I mean, I figured YouTube done just like, threw us through the disposal.
Yeah, right. I mean, this poor YouTube channel has been through so many ups and downs in the last while. It's crazy.
Yeah, I
Um,
mean, I figured with like like with COVID happening and them doing like they're really strict. Is this show for kids kind of thing? I figured they were like, Shark Tits, you're gone, you're out of there.
well, we're definitely not for
Like
kids. I mean,
they're like, we've never had anybody talk about Shark Tits. You guys are off YouTube, sorry.
yeah,
Like
no,
YouTube has
no.
no imagination.
Though they do if you're into like politics and ruining people's lives, but we're all about just fun and drinking and shark tits. So
I know, right?
that's kind of the gist of it. But yeah, I mean, I guess in this I don't know what you want to call it, COVID world. I mean, I haven't really dealt too much with the comic book community as far as people go. Staying in contact with people. Obviously, you, Hazel Dan, of course, we talk frequently. Had a few people reach out through Instagram and Joker and whatnot. And check on him periodically and make sure all is good there. Um, the weird thing for me, and I don't mean this like laughingly, but just because you forget how small the world really is when you do these shows and you get a part of a community, and I learned sometime last year that we had lost a, a member of the community, and it was like pretty shocking because he was the last person I had actually mailed something to before we did our last show.
Hmm.
And I had no idea that he had passed away until I got a message from Matilda, and she just was like, "Did you know so and so?" Because she was actually the person who we had done a contest or whatever. We always gave away so much stuff, and she had won the contest, but she had asked me to mail the gift to OMG Chris, and of course I did that. And then I find out because I hadn't been on that Instagram account for a while, so anyways, I found out that he had passed away, and I was just like kind of like numb for a little bit because you forget like this is real life as well. Like we get kind of
Oh
caught
yeah,
up
oh
in,
yeah.
and doing this kind of stuff and making friends through the internet. And so like COVID really didn't affect my friends, in the sense of like everyone I talk to is from YouTube or from the comic book community, or the few friends that I have in real life. So it really wasn't like a big stretch there, but anyways, it was just crazy. And I sat there reflecting on it, just like, man, someday we're all gonna bite the dust, and it's like, what's your legacy look like, or what are you going to leave behind, and what grudges are you holding on to, and stuff like that. So I've really had to come with myself, is just figure out what you're looking to get out of this world. And for me, doing stuff like this with you was truly like, it was a joy. It's always been a joy for me to, when we do the show and make friends and get with people. And after you and I discussed last time, about doing the show again, and I was really on the fence about it. And my girlfriend, because we just started dating right when the show kind of ended, when we did our last show, and she was like, the guy I knew back then was super happy, so you should, you might want to think about it. And I was like, like, what the hell does that even mean? I'm a pretty happy guy in general. Beer
Like,
is
you need to talk to
not.
school there that you talk to all the time. Like,
But anyway,
what's his name? Pope something? Speaking of popes, what's up, Pope C?
yeah, man.
Uh,
I see Pope
I've been
C's in
watching your
the chat.
videos, man. Sorry I haven't been commenting too much. I've just been I've been watching a lot of people's videos. It's just, I've been super fucking busy with my job and transitioning through this COVID stuff. So it's like, and plus, I'm not gonna lie, like I miss this show a lot. So like, even when I watch you guys like do your stuff, and I was just like, I'd be drinking a beer right now and talking to you guys in the chat. And for you guys that I was gonna wear this as my sunglasses, but to be honest, like right now I cannot like read anything.
Oh
Like
wow.
all I see is images, and I was like, hey man, like wouldn't it be cool to have some like Brett the Hitman Hart sunglasses, But like I can barely see. I know it's Superman, but like I
Take
don't
your
know.
take your glasses off, buddy. You're like
I
staring
guess
into a
wait,
fucking
no,
mirror.
I'm sorry, hold on. Yeah, I was gonna say it's the Eradicator. But I mean, technically, he was one of the Supermen. So
I would be bugged.
yeah. We also got Need Mo Comics,
What's up, Mo? Man, it's
and
been.
he still has the blue wrench too.
I see that. I see that. I got the chat pulled up on my phone so I don't mess up with the sound. But um, yeah, it's funny. Thank you, Pope C. We're glad to be back. I hope. I hope you guys don't ignore the mess to my right over here, as all my, as in the past couple of years of what I've been doing, I guess. Um, I really got heavily last year into the card game. So I have an eBay store that I run, and my girlfriend helps me support that business. And it's truly a business, and it's just like, it's crazy, like we're doing about 100 orders a week, just cards, cards, cards. And then you have people like, Pope G here, who sends me, like 5,000 of these type of cards. But the good stuff was, more like these type of cards. So, if you guys can see that without the glare. But anyways, he sent me a small, Harrow County, take a drink.
Yeah, no, I saw that. I was about to say. I was gonna wait for you to say it. I was like, here, hey, I am drinking, sir.
I know, I literally have a beer outside the door here, but I'm too scared to get up and move because I don't want things to go awry.
Yep.
But seriously, I mean, I know everyone knows what the collectible market has been absolutely nuts with COVID and everything, and comics. I haven't really truly left comics as far as that goes. I didn't like take I took a hiatus from YouTube, but as far as collecting goes, and thanks to Hazel Dan and Pope here, I have plenty of comics. you know, the comic book community has never been, at least in our corner of the community, has always been very gracious and very giving. Whether it was us giving away books or people sending us books, we've always been blessed with that kind of stuff. So that's part of the thing that like I really missed was being a part of our little community here. Not just like I mean I know we talked to a lot of creators over our year of doing it, but just the people. We met a lot of great people.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
I can't wait for con season to come back if that ever happens again. This after COVID stuff. What's up, TJ? But just I guess as kind of a reflection of the past year, I've been super blessed. I can't stress that enough. But the whole COVID situation, I don't work overnights anymore. So I know the last time we did a show, I was living that overnight life. We moved to Tyler, Texas, and I got blessed here. I actually work from home most of the time, a lot of the time. So at least through this COVID stuff. So a lot of things going on with that. I got a really nice job working for. It's the hardest thing to explain what I do, so I don't even bother trying to explain what I do.
But I have a job.
I have a job. It's pretty great. It has benefits, and the bills are paid. So and I have a lot more time with my family and a lot more time for hobbies and things of that nature. And obviously the business aspect of all these wonderful, wonderful cards you see to my right over here. So I did get to meet you, Splash. Absolutely. We did a show together from my hotel room and everything. So, and I do, on top of the card thing, I do have a podcast that I do. It's just card related stuff. So that's apparently, it's a weekly show usually, sometimes bi-weekly, depends on my mood and my stuff. But it's all sports related. So if you're into sports stuff, it's just the card collecting addict moniker. That's what I out there if you're into cards. Well, I think I froze for a second there. It was I was tripping.
Yeah, but we didn't lose much. Like we got everything you said, so it wasn't like my classic pauses on my shit where I'm like.
I like those, man. That's a screensaver. See, now you are froze. Oh no, are you froze? Oh man,
No,
it's so convincing.
those are my acting skills. You know me. Yeah, and I also had to pull out the old school.
Hell yeah, I almost did because I still have my shirt hanging in my closet. I sent several issues. I sent several of those shirts over to Hakan Escargo 80. He's got a few of those over in Turkey now. Rocking the old shirts, but I guess they won't be old anymore. He can bring it back. So, yeah, I mean, gosh, what have you been up to, man? I know I talked a lot there in that first little segment, but I got a lot to say.
You did. And before I start spilling shit, Pope C is guessing that you were a stripper. That's your job.
Oh man, you're close. You're close.
Very close, very close.
Unfortunately, and no one would want to pay for that. Well, I think it's one of those like you would pay for it once for the experience, but you wouldn't want to do it again.
Well, I mean, it's not just that. I mean, like, I feel like if I was ever had to do this, like, someone would be like, okay, that's awkward. Here's a 20. And then, like, the other times I do it, they're like, just put your clothes back on.
Yeah.
So, like, they're paying me money to put my clothes back on. And I'm like, thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. You're cool, you're cool. No,
everyone gets a lap dance. Everyone gets a lap dance.
Lap dances all around. Please tip your bartenders on your way out.
Yeah, you're gonna need a few drinks for this.
Yeah. Oh man, but to be honest with you, it's like you said, and another person I follow all the time is Bad Avenger, and you two have both have said shit, and like I feel like I'm a fucking hypocrite and a liar because I'm like I'm not collecting any specific title anymore, and I'm just like nah, I'm done with comics. I was like it's blah 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 blah, and yet I'm like that's a pretty nice cover over there, like it's like okay, I'm here to buy boards, I'll buy a like I'll just buy a cover, but next thing you know, like I'm buying fucking comics, and and I'm always watching videos, so it's like I'm never, you know, it, and I always laugh because I always hear about it. Like there's times where Bad Avenger will say like, "Oh, I'm gonna lay back," and I'm like, "Yeah, I'm right with you, buddy. I hear you. Like I'm right on that same fucking path." And then you either watch somebody's video and they show you something fucking cool that you just have, or you know, like I already have like a set of books that like I was like, no, I'm buying those. Like those are too good. Can't pass them by. Um,
Well, yeah,
but what I've been oh, I would say, but a lot of my time involving comics, and because I've been busy with work, but I don't know if you can. Hold on, let me. I love these things.
oh, that's pretty.
ECW like short hard boxes.
Nice.
So I have 10 million fucking comics everywhere, but I've been transferring everything that I have into these boxes, and I've been also trying to put all my collection into Mylars. So, like, that's what I've been doing comic book wise. And also, uh, the other thing I've been into is JP obviously went into card collecting again. And, like, I've collected cards, and, he started showing, like, hockey shit, and I was like, So like I went back, and I was trying to find certain rookies. So I have some boxes.
Oh man.
So you have some cards coming your way, my friend.
Oh gosh, I have a stack for you up there as well. I
I
keep
ain't gonna
this
lie, I
is
went
my
through
Pope Grimy
every
ledge is
Red
up
Wing
here.
out of there, and I was like, and other certain players that I respect in the game, but you know, I kept a couple of Capitals, but the rest I was like, nah, like the rest of these Capitals have to go to my boy. So yeah.
Well, it looks like we have Trilogy's Comic Corner popped up in the chat. See how he's doing. He said he can help you out with some more of those boxes for $16 a piece. Might not be a bad investment. Says Pope C said that he had to stop collecting at the end of the year, so said he had to do it.
Yeah, like you say that, and you know, I have to be honest. Like, watching Pope C's videos is like that mug collected everything, and I mean everything. And I loved watching his video in particular because he had a lot of indie books, like he
Mm,
said in his comment. But he collected a lot of stuff like that I never heard of, and that's what I like about watching other people's videos. It's like I like to see something that I've never seen before. And
right.
like I think the biggest thing that oh my god, I'm gonna fuck it up. What was it like? Oh my god, it was the book about the roots. The I keep saying ginger roots. It's not ginger roots.
Bitter
It's
roots.
no, it's god damn it, he's gonna kill me. No, but it's the ginseng. Ginseng. That's what I was after.
Ginseng. I was
Yeah.
way wrong.
But
I'd be bitter.
ginger roots. Like like
Deep roots.
homeboy from Hogwarts.
Oh man, we got
Redhead,
Tacoma.
man.
Tacoma
No,
popped
but
up. What's up, Tacoma? How you been, brother?
he
Yeah,
said my mom likes indie books.
well, for me, I have literally just been. Oh my gosh, Hazel Dan, man, like literally we talk almost daily, so I'm always getting a hey, look what's coming out text, and I'm like, damn it.
Like, no.
There's only so many dollars that Joe Biden can give me. Sorry, I don't mean to make you choke there, but
Yeah, and he's a little behind on some of those things.
yeah, for sure. Like I haven't got my
I'm
tax
already ready. I'm
refund
already for the next one.
yet. But
Hey, Biden, I need something, man. I need
well,
some money.
we'll probably get flagged for me saying that name, so I apologize.
Yeah.
You can't say things like
Fucking,
that, but you
fucking
can say
sensitive.
slab dragon. Speaking of
I might get
slabs,
kicked off because I said sensor tube.
I wanted to show
Like,
off my beautiful Christmas gift that I got from Hazel Dan this year. Speaking of slabs, maybe Slab Dragon will appreciate this if I can get it without the glare.
dun, dun, dun.
Such a pretty book, you know. You gotta love some Ji Hung Lee covers. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, great
Remember
artist.
remember the other spider ghost spider cover from old drunken Halloween. it'll forever it'll forever be
Oh my
there.
god! Like every once in a while, I'll have flashbacks of the Halloween.
Hey, I appreciate the heads up. First of all, I got to make sure that Hazel Dan understands that I look forward to our daily chats of what's coming out, what I should look for. But um, I don't know. Um, I gave away a lot of stuff in the last couple of years, but it might have been a similar book, man. Who knows? I know one book that was put on notice, and that's my latest obsession. Is the Something is Killing the Children.
Yeah, God damn, man, that shit came out of nowhere. Like what? Like once you told me about it, I'm still digging through my shit. Like I found my original copies. Uh, I may have to give you one of my original copies
No.
because I can't. No, it's gonna happen. But I was like, what the fuck? And then I looked up the shit, and I was like, God damn! Like,
Yeah, you're like, no, JP, I
something's
lost
wrong
those
with this
books. I
book,
can't seem to find
But like,
them.
I was just like, where the fuck did that come from? Like, holy shit.
Yeah,
But I mean,
it's
it's like,
well, I
did
think
did anybody spec that book, or did it just like somebody woke up one day and was like, you know what would be a great fucking spec? Something's
well
killing the children.
they've been talking to me for that about. I think she's been telling me about that book for about a year. I don't know exactly when it came out in 2020 or whenever the first issue was. I'm not sure, but I always get this text says, "Are you reading Something is Killing the Children?" I'm like, no, because I really don't have an LCS, what I consider a true LCS here where I live. There is a comic shop there, but they were so. What's funny is 2 years ago or a year ago when I moved here, I thought they were so overpriced. I'm like, I'm never gonna buy anything in this store. Now they're pretty much par for the course because everything is overpriced in the comic book world. It's insane. However, I will share with you something happened to me this week, and unbeknownst to me, because I'm just really getting into the something is killing the children because of their recommendations. I read the first trade. I have the second one over here. I'm pacing myself because you don't really want to read the issues because they're so damn expensive now, So it's like I really just want to hold on to that, not read it. But
Trade back.
yeah, so I picked up. This is the volume 2 here, so I haven't read it yet because I want to pace myself because the next volume doesn't come out until June, I believe. But man, so I went to on Friday. I went to this LCS because I was thinking about the show, and I'm like, maybe I should see if there's some new books or something I want to show off, whatever. Generic version.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing at.
So I have a little list of like Dark Horse Star Wars books that I try to get off check my lists, whatever. Yeah, I know, right? So the funny thing is, man, is when I was there a couple months ago, they had these books on my list, but I'm on a budget, so I'm like, I can't get them all, which like an idiot, I should have just dropped everything and bought nothing but Star Wars, because that Dark Horse stuff has gone crazy, especially the first appearances.
Oh yeah.
And anyways, they pulled them all out of their short boxes and long boxes and put them on. And they're all wall books now, of course. The ones I could have got for cover price. But anyways, I was going through the Star Wars books, and I was like, I'm going to look and see if they have any back issues of Something is Killing the Children. I mean, I know the answer, right? Like, no one's going to have that on the shelf. So I was going through the S's, flipping through whatever it was before Spawn, and there were some other S titles, whatever. But the very back of the long box, there was a comic that was in a poly bag, so it was kind of folded over, and there was another book behind it. So I pulled this. Now, honestly, I had no idea what this book was. I just knew the cover because it matched my trade paperback, right? I was like, hey, I recognize that cover. So I pick up this book for $4.79. I had no idea that this is the one per store variant that sells for $100. And I'm like, I sent a picture to Hazel Dan, of course, and I'm like, yeah, I got this at the shop. It was cover price, basically. And they're like, dude, have you seen what that's going for? I'm like, no. And then as I'm sending the pictures to them, I'm reading on the back, and it says, special one per store variant, issue number 6, March 2020. I was like, that's why the guy looked so pissed off at me whenever he kept doing a double take when he was like, he looked at me, looked at the price, rang it up, and he's like, and I'm like,
that, ladies and gentlemen, is how Comics and Cold Ones started their new show again. JP was like, look at this goddamn shit. I paid $5 for it.
Oh, it was crazy because I literally had no idea what I was buying. I just liked the cover, and I knew it was a Something is Killing the Children cover. So I'm like, I definitely need that for the collection.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was
surprise.
Yeah, it was a nice little blessing, since I earlier in the week had got scammed out of a very large purchase on Facebook Marketplace. So it all worked out.
It evened out for you.
What's that?
I said it evened out for you.
Well, not quite even, but it's a start in the right direction. I made a very large, what was potentially a very large sports card collection, and no, long story short, it didn't work out. So now I got to go through all the claim process to get my money back. So
that's always bullshit.
Oh man, I've bought so much stuff on Facebook Marketplace over the past year or so that no issues. Never had an issue. People are like, boom, boom, boom. Here's your stuff. We're good to go. And this person seemed legit. I mean, everything checked out. I went through all the fraud potential ideas, and this person was like verified on PayPal. Like everything was good, I thought. And then there was nothing. And then my money said bye-bye. So, TJ said he got lucky and pulled the trigger on a Star Wars number 1, 9.8 for $900. Yeah, I can't even imagine what that goes for now. I'm just blown away. Like, in the kind of like what Pope was saying earlier. I've watched YouTube videos as often as I can. I know the YouTube community has changed a lot since we stopped doing the show, but um,
And
all in
that's
all,
not,
man.
and that's not to say that anything's bad. That the change wasn't bad, but
No, it's funny though
it's
because
just
a
a
lot of the
different
stuff
world.
that's going on now has been going on for a long time. It's just more eyes on it, really. Because I mean, heck, back when we were doing our show, what was the number one complaint back then? Cover price is too damn high. Cover price.
Man, but
What's that?
I do want to jump on that Star Wars thing because you know there was a point in time before it was probably in our early comics and cold ones that I was actually looking for like a lot of the older Star Wars books, mainly because I just wanted to find like first appearances of of Sith because I'm a huge villain fan,
Really?
and I know, right? So like I started looking for it, and then it just got to a point that anytime I saw like in the dollar, and I mean the dollar bins used to be filled with like the old Dark Horse, and so I just started like just grabbing shit and of like, oh, Dark Horse, Dark Horse, Dark Horse. I'd pulled out and I'd end up with like stacks this big and just buying them, and then uh you know and then I started looking for those first appearances of Sith, and then and to me it's just like, I mean, I'm glad everybody is like into it, but like on the same note, like I wish I had just a little bit more time before like what was it, like it's the app where like
The key collector app.
yeah the collector, yeah, that one, and all of a sudden like they're like, oh, Star Wars, and you can find the first appearance of Sith, and I'm like, no, stop. Like I'm still looking for some Sith.
I'm not ready for this.
But like I'm not mad, but I'm just like, like I even remember having a conversation with some of my LCSs, because they're like, whoa, those are a lot of, old Star Wars books, and I'm like, well, they are getting harder to find, and so I figured this was just the time to start, building those collections, and then all of a sudden, like this boom comes out of nowhere, and I don't want to say like I don't know where the boom came from. I don't know if it's because Disney bought uh, Marvel and Marvel took over the Star Wars thing, and but I just remember like, even what is it like? I used to see the what was it, like the Dark Empire? Like it was like a 4-issue series with like Luke on the cover, and it was like, I want to say it's called Dark Empire, and I used to, yeah, the issue number one. I used to see like 100 of those things in the dollar bin. Like everywhere I'd go, like I would literally see like a stack of this much in there, and I'm pretty sure I have like maybe 5 copies of it. And it's a dollar book, a fucking dollar book. And so like now that we're talking about it, it kind of makes me want to look up, and see how much the price of that book is, because I have no idea. But I mean, with the boom of like the old Dark Horse books, it's like I'm glad people are getting into it, but like, on the same note, it's like, holy shit, like this came out of nowhere. Like I just wasn't expecting it.
I have a feeling that there's a lot of people right now looking around at a lot of different things in the comic book world, thinking, "Holy shit, that came out of nowhere." Like seriously, there's a lot of like just crazy, and it's all collectibles, but I feel like the comic side of things has just been it was been going up before all this shit happened. Like movie spec and all that stuff was very a big part of it. But also, one thing I noticed, obviously for the past year, I've been really heavy into trading cards and doing that sort of thing, and making a side hustle out of it. But market manipulation, man, that is one of the biggest things I've seen on both sides of the fence, where you can see people that will just bid the hell up, or fake bid, or scam, whatever you want to call it. I can go on this for days, because I did so much research into it by buying similar products, listing them, and watching how the exact same thing will go for 2 or 3 times on a different site what mine goes for. Which I pretty much know what an average price or what a real price is for something. But it's just the comics is susceptible to it. Trading cards, any kind of collectible is susceptible to it, because the funny thing in the card world is it's kind of like the comic world, where how, like, even 2 years ago when we doing our thing, everyone was trying to make every first appearance something that it really wasn't. Like, do I care about the first appearance of Batman's dick? Like, that was a thing back then, right? I mean, that literally, Batman Damned was a thing, and it's like I'm I'm not into it. I'm not buying into that. But then get into trading cards, and it's like Pokemon popped off, and then you have right now Dragon Ball Super is popping off, and it's just crazy.
I almost thought you were gonna say that, like, we see Pikachu's cock, and like now that card is like a $50.
It probably look a lot like that.
Oh, he's humping a mushroom. Oh, he's taking a shit. He's taking a shit.
He's like, guys,
Pikachu taking a shit card is now worth like.
You calling this the Ultra Ball?
Get that shit graded, man. The Pikachu poo.
That's in my grading pile. Don't worry.
The Pikachu poo card. Oh my god.
But it's just crazy. Like, one of the things, like, watching a lot of the new YouTube, the people that weren't around 2 years ago, like, there's a lot of great channels that are there now that are all spec channels or investing channels for comics, which are fun. They're fun to watch, fun to listen to. But the one thing you don't see anymore is people talking about, buy the book, not the grade. Everything is like 9.8 or go fuck yourself.
Yeah,
I'm like, whoa, there's other grades out there, people. There's always been other grades.
Oh no, I mean, like, and I think my biggest thing, and I'm not going to mention any names because one of them is one of the people that got me into YouTube. But this particular person was talking about, like, the first appearance of X-23, and this person was like, now's a good time to buy the book, because nobody's looking. And I was like, I've always been looking. Like, I've always been on top of it. I've been writing that book like a tick on a, like, hog's asshole.
That is a very brave tick, first of all.
But what I'm saying is like, this person was making it sound like this book, like, people aren't looking at this book, and I was like, no. Like, this is one of those first appearances that I have to have. Like, that's one of my grails. I have to have this book. And I just, and sometimes I'm just like, how can you act like this book isn't a book that you've been, like, people are looking at? Because that's a book I feel like that is always on everybody's radar. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's not talked about, but it's certainly thought about. There probably isn't a single person that doesn't sit there and think, man, if I only had a NYX3 in my life.
Yeah, it's just kind of like, it's like, no, I've always been looking at that book. My radar has always been on this fucking book. I mean, luckily I got one at a good price, and but even, like, when this person, like, talked about it, I was like, shut the fuck up. And people are looking at it, like, stop talking about it.
It's the Voldemort of comics.
But then I stop and I look over and I'm like, oh, thank God I already have one. I'm like, please continue. Oh my God, but, like, I don't know, man, like, like stuff like that I think is kind of funny, because it's just like, you're talking about first appearances, and one of my good friends here that I went to college with, he's a big comic collector, and he was talking to me about, like with these new shows coming out, we have the Falcon and the Winter Soldier, and he was like, "Oh man, people are like looking at this book," and and he wouldn't like because I haven't seen the episode, he wouldn't
Right.
like he wouldn't tell me who it was. I was like, just it's okay to spoil it. I'm gonna watch it anyway.
Right.
And when I watched the episode, I thought he was talking about Robin Hood. Like the girl with the red hair, like she was, I think, the second version of Robin Hood that Marvel had. And he was like, no. And he was like, I was talking about the old man. Like, what was his name? Like Isaiah or Ezekiel or something. And like, apparently, like his first appearance is like going crazy. And I'm like, if I never gave a shit about this character before the show came out, like
Right.
I don't give a fuck about this character now.
That's the whole, like, I guess fake keys, or what do you want to call it? Like all the people that have been around for a long time are the same mentality, right? I didn't give a shit about that guy then. Why are we making it into a thing now? That would be my opportunity to sell.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. Like for the flippers out there, I understand that mentality, but like I guess my question is,
Did you freeze? I think you froze. We got the classic Pope Grammy freeze going on here, folks. You don't see this every day. Oh man, that's a good one too. Like, I need to screenshot that. I wonder how I could screenshot that. Make that as my phone saver. Yeah, Pope C. I always check the NYX prices, and it's very respectable. 9.4, yeah, all the way up to $2,000 for like a 9.8. It's crazy, but you know, it is what it is. Nothing has changed. Let's see if I can get him back. Am I even there? Am I frozen? I don't think so. Where'd he go? I need him back. Oh shit. Slow down, Tonto. I don't know what I did. Well, hopefully he comes back. Otherwise, it's going to be a very lonely show, me talking about myself over here. Did anyone see him? No. Pope. What did I miss? It was a cliffhanger. He was a K. About to drop some knowledge. Who's dropping some knowledge? Drop some knowledge. Pope, where'd you go? Why it's doing this? Maybe his phone died. Maybe he was abducted. I don't know. I don't know. I'll see if I can invite him back in. I don't know how that works. Learning all this new technology today is really taking its toll. It's very, you know what? There we go. Hopefully I can get him back. Yeah, he was probably getting ready to drop some knowledge. So we'll see. Let's see if it lets him come back. Come back, PUBG, come back. Well, on a side note, I was going to share this information with you guys from the vault of comic book collecting over the years, I'm proud to present one of my finest pickups of Friday's pickups was the April 2010 Wizard magazine. That would be, 11 years this month. Hope G has left the room. Well, that's rude. Hope G has joined the room. Well, that's rude.
That's so weird, man.
Whoa,
I'm sorry.
Man. That's okay. We don't even like technology.
It was so weird because like I was sitting there talking and it looked at like it had you frozen, but it had me still rocking and rolling. So I was just like, okay.
That's weird.
So I have no idea.
You left everyone in suspense over the NYX 3.
Like what? What was the last thing I said?
You said that's pretty accurate.
You want to talk about NYX? I'll tell you about NYX.
You said your friend was bringing up this book, and you were like, dude, I already know about this book. I've lived this book for 32 years. But then while you were gone, I showed off this wonderful wizard I got on Friday as well. This is the April 2010 edition. And since this is April 2021, I want you to know that the NYX was $60 just 11 years ago. It was still a hot book.
I don't even remember Wizard lasting that long.
Well, this is when they really thinned it down, and they just put like
they stopped putting the special cards in there.
It was a few pages of price guide and 98% of casting, movie news. David Finch is a cool artist. Just so you guys know, David Finch is still a cool artist.
Yeah, most definitely.
Life with Love and Rockets. I don't know what this was. Artist to Watch. Can you guys guess who the artist to watch was of 2010?
Hold on.
There's 4 of them here.
2010.
So, if you can get one of them right, I would be pretty shocked. One of them, I'll just say, is still prominent today, and he recently did a cover for a certain comic coming out from Boom called Berserker, something like that.
Oh. So Capullo isn't one?
Not in this particular list of 5 here.
This sounds like something like where we should give away a comic.
Right? I don't think there's enough people in the chat to give away anything. But regardless, it was an artist that I once tried to commission, and then he signed an exclusive deal with these comic artist whatever people that charge you exorbitant prices for their people. And if you remember, I was trying to get what was her name? The Goblin Queen sketch from him. Oh, Hazel Dan wins. They got one of them right. That's the artist I was talking about right there in the chat, Mark Brooks.
Motherfucking Mark Brooks.
Yep, he wanted what was the guy? He told me $10,000 for him to do a Goblin Queen sketch for me.
Hey,
so $10,000, no problem. Next, please.
Sure, let me just go get a loan right quick.
Wow, can you imagine? Like, I mean, I can't imagine because now artwork is like insanely priced. I haven't done the sketch world or commission type stuff at all since the whole COVID thing, so I can only imagine that it's not any cheaper than it was 2 years ago. But anyways, the other 3 artists on this list, I will tell you, are Steve Rolston, which I'll be honest, I'm not sure who the heck that is. Matt Kent, which I'm familiar with in the indie world, and Andy Clark. So, if any of you guys are know those people, high five to you. Are you on mute again? Why are you on mute? Choice? Did you choose to mute yourself?
No, I did it. I'm stupid.
Okay. But anyways, I thought that was kind of an interesting list here. But yeah, I really wanted to check it out. Mainly, I bought this because I wanted to see how much NYX was in this book, and I had no idea you were going to talk about that book. But that's why I bought this, because I wanted to see how much that book was in 2010 compared to now. Because, like you said, no one ever talks about that book. I mean, I've watched hundreds of YouTube videos, especially the new crew. Like I really enjoy Bry's comics. I watch him a lot because he's definitely into the flip game or selling game, whatever. Which I got no problem what you do. I just I enjoy the content. Gary's Comics, another channel that I found that I really like. I love the collection purchase videos, man, because I'm like, dude, I would love to be out there and go find some collections like that. Like that's the stuff I miss, pre-COVID and back when we were doing our thing, man. Just to hunt. I've been all over Texas looking for books. Like that was a good time. But it's just the prices of stuff has become so crazy. It's also kind of exciting because you get to play that whole gambler's mentality of what's going to be the next hot book or what's going to be what you collect or you're into. I'm really obsessed with something about children. I mean, it's probably not healthy, but I whatever. Collect what you can afford. And I heard people talk that people are getting priced out of the hobby, but that's every hobby. That's every collectible right now under the sun. Is people are getting priced out left and right. And you have to find new ways of collecting to collect and enjoy what you're doing. That's why I started the Star Wars Dark Horse checklist. I didn't know that was going to explode. I mean, honestly, who did? Like you said, I did get this for cover price though, so that was kind of cool. I like the Darth Maul covers.
Oh yeah,
underrated character. So I'm trying to figure out. I got a new camera just for this event, so trying to find the right angles and without the glare. So I apologize. But have you been reading anything yourself lately?
Not. I haven't been reading anything really in particular. I've been picking up a lot of. I'm catching up on East to West and Low because I quit collecting. I say quit collecting, but I've been picking up the trade backs and catching up on the rest of the stuff. And like East to West is like just that's
Badass.
it's just such a good book to me. Like the story is just really really good, right down my alley. And so right now I'm just catching up on East to West. I did read the new X-Men Demon Days, like the number one, and I have to say that was pretty interesting because I'm a big fan of like Japanese art and folklore, and I like the idea that and that's another thing that I collected I'm only going to collect the first issue, but I love the art in it mainly because I think Peach Momoko I know she's huge and she's been doing covers all over the place, but like I enjoy her art and I feel like, and plus it's kind of funny because even like in the prelude of for Demon Days, I think it was in King of Black 4 or 5, maybe issue 5. They had like the prelude, and they had Emma Frost, and she was like this Japanese witch, and the way that they showed her was really cool. And like Juggernaut was that samurai that had like the straw hat.
Oh,
But like
nice.
you had in here and it had like holes in it so you could see through it. I thought that shit was like so fucking hilarious. But like the first issue of Demon Days, I like the idea of how they incorporated mostly X-Men, but there's other Marvel characters in it. Like Psylocke is a roaming samurai, and she has this wolf that follows her around named Logan,
Ah,
and Jubilee is this Japanese girl, but like instead of actually having powers, she has like these like little firecrackers and like explosives that she throws out. And the Hulk was a Japanese like ogre, and which I
makes
thought was
sense.
well, but they're messing with like Japanese folklore, so
Right.
she's matching Peach is matching them up perfectly in my book. And Venom was in it in the first issue, and he's like a Orochimaru type. He's like the snake demon that Psylocke has to go fight to protect the town or whatever. And I don't know, it's interesting, and I just like the fact that like I think she did a really good job mixing Japanese folklore uh, in comic book style, and it's really interesting. So I definitely been like if I was going to start collecting, I say collecting again, but that would probably be one that I would pick up. And plus, Donny Cates is also going to, I guess, his reign on Venom is ending pretty soon with issue 200, and I guess I don't even know what his next project is, but I know on Twitter that he hasn't announced what he's doing next. But Donny Cates, whatever. I mean, I keep talking about Donny Cates as far as surprising stuff because, like, I would have never thought, and I told this to him to his face in the interview. Like, I was like, I would have never thought the Cosmic Ghost Rider was going to be something good.
Well, for real.
I was like, when I was first told that shit, I was like, go fuck yourself. Like, no. Cosmic Ghost Rider, that's the stupidest shit. And then I read it, and I was just like, I'm an asshole.
That's how it is.
Who am I?
So, one of the things I've kind of noticed since really getting back into the hobby, I guess, is it seems like there's a lot of like store exclusive type stuff than there used to be. Like variants and whatnot, and Hazel Dan and I we look at a lot of different stuff all the time. We're sending stuff back and forth, to each other when we find. Are you still there?
Sorry, man. I don't know why it keeps fucking dropping me out.
I don't know. Well, it dropped me out there too, so I apologize. But hey, there I am.
There you are.
Where are you at? I don't know.
Can you not hear me?
I hear you just fine. I can't see you on my end. I can only see me. But then over here, I only see you. So I don't know.
I can see you and hear you just fine.
Okay. Well, anyways, what I was saying was, I noticed there's a lot of store variants versus like there used to be, and then I was kind of asking your thoughts on the store variants versus the ratio variants. Like, I don't know if you get into any of that.
I don't personally. To me, it's all about how the cover art looks, and I feel like nowadays a lot of the shit is just like you could draw like a shitty cover, and it could be like a 1 in 100, and then they put like this big ass fucking price tag on it. It's like, to me, that book isn't worth. To me, in my opinion, like that book might not be worth a 1 in 100 or whatever. And plus, I just think it's just getting carried away. Like, I think the best thing that ever happened to comics was DC doing an A and B cover, and that's it. Because that way, one cover didn't cost more than the other cover. They were both cover price, and that's why I think it was great, because we got a lot of Matina covers, we got a lot of Perillo covers, and I know people got sick and tired of it, but we got quality fucking covers for a good while there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I fell in love with that fucking Flash cover with the Reverse Flash. For the longest time, I was like, that is the fucking awesomest cover. I paid what, $4 for it, $5.
Yep.
And I got one of the greatest covers that I enjoyed on my whole time collecting as a cover. I mean, obviously Perillo and Matina did a Dark Side cover, so I'm just like, But then that was just me liking one villain more than the other. But even still, I have to say that that Reverse Flash Matina cover is fucking phenomenal. And but your fucking store, your one per store or your variant covers, what it boils down to me is does the cover look good? Did the artist put some fucking time into it?
Right.
Or is it, because a lot of them are just looking like fucking, they call them black and whites, but they're just fucking outlines. Most of our black and white covers that I remember getting at least had some shading, and there was a fucking picture there, but nowadays, what they call the black and white is just a fucking outline, and I'm just like, I'm not paying $50 for this, you know what I mean? So I understand in the rarity and the able to flip those things, but even at that particular point, if there's no first appearance in the book, and I think if the cover is shit, I don't think people are gonna it's not gonna even be worth flipping.
Right. Yeah, it's got to have some kind of appeal to it, whether it's a first appearance or just a badass cover. But for me, I've kind of made it my mission now to collect all the Something is Killing the Children covers, and there's a crap ton of them. But there's some truly phenomenal freaking covers. I'm just looking like the Jeff DeCall. I know it's a hard to get variant, but that cover is badass, and it doesn't matter if it was a ratio variant or a store variant. That thing is so freaking dope. I'm just like, man, I need that. But then I got outbid on one last week, and it went for over $1,000. I was like, well, already then. Back it up. We ain't in the Spider-Gwen territory here.
we're right on point. Because unless there's a first appearance or some sort of significance in the book, I don't give a fuck if it's a 1 in a million cover. If it doesn't look good, I don't fucking want it.
Right. But I think there's so much with FOMO in this hobby that that's why they keep doing that stuff and getting away with it, because people are may not be you or I, but there's someone out there who's like, oh, I got to have it because it is what it is. It's because it's 1 in 50. You know, if it's not, you know, it's 1 in 1,000 or whatever it is. It's like, you know, I was talking to, you know, to my crew over here, Hazel Dan again, as I keep referencing, because that's, you guys are literally the people I talk to the most, and it's like, you know, there was a 1 in 1,000 Bleed for Berserker that Keanu Reeves signed. Now that's kind of badass. Like, if you're gonna do a 1 in 1,000, throw a Keanu Reeves, you know,
I know, right?
with the signature, like, hell yeah. But it's, you know, it's expensive, but at least then you're getting like a signed book by freaking Keanu Reeves.
Yeah, I bought one special cover, and like it was this one.
Oh, see, that's pretty cool. That looks, yeah. I love some Keanu Reeves. I don't know why he's so popular, but he's a cool dude, I guess.
It's limited to 500 copies, and I got it's got a certificate. But like, but on the same note, like I didn't break the bank paying for that cover.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I am a huge Keanu Reeves fan, and to be honest, that's the biggest reason why I bought that book.
Well, that makes sense, though. You know, it has some enduring, you know, it has something that makes you want to collect it. You know,
that's how I feel about that. Like that was a personal buy for me.
Mm-hmm. It's like, you know, going back to Something is Killing the Children. You know, there was these secret, I guess, Jian Lee is doing a cover that they haven't even released the art for, but they sold out already. I got one set for sure. I was trying to get, I guess he's also doing some remarked and signature series on his own website. So, you know, but I know that it's an artist I collect. I like his, you know, I like his artwork. It's a title that I'm absolutely in love with. So, you know, granted it's issue 16. So is there going to be long-term value? Well, I believe this is issue 16 is when they're kicking off the story for Erica Slaughter's kind of her background story or her origin story. So I think that if this series continues the way it's going and it becomes a show, which I could see it becoming a series, you know, a la Walking Dead type stuff, you know, I think it could have some legs as far as an investment goes. But it's truly something I would want regardless. You know, that's just kind of how it is. I want to try and get a slabbed, signed, I don't know about remark or that, but it's only $20 more to get a remark, so I don't really know why you wouldn't.
Yeah.
But anyways.
I mean, there's a lot. You brought up a good point. Like, it's something that you like. You know, and like you said, there's a lot of good covers for that particular title. Like, there's so many. Like, I haven't seen a cover that I didn't like come out from that title yet. But also, there's a thing that I'm starting to see. And it's like, you know, like there's Sad Lemon comics and Unknown comics. But the one thing I don't like is when, like, okay, let's just say Something is Killing the Children, like they're on issue 16 right now, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
They're pulling shit like they'll have an artist do a special cover for issue like 3. And it's like, no. Issue 3 has already come out. Like, we're on issue fucking 16 now. Like, don't go do a fucking special cover for issue 2 or 3. Like, I'm seeing some comics like where like special comic book companies are getting like artists to do covers for issues that have already been out.
Or like that Heathen book that I had picked up from Heavy Metal. You know?
Yeah. I see what you're saying, but like for some reason I feel like that's a different circumstance. I feel as though that, like, they went back to issue 1, and like all those were just issues 1s, right?
Yeah.
I almost feel like those books are more like like a reprint, like a reprinting of that. But like what I'm talking about specifically is like these companies are allowing like Art Joan didn't do a cover for, well, we could use Heathen just for example. Let's say Art Joan hasn't done a cover for Heathen issue 3, so like we're gonna say, hey, here's Art Joan doing an issue 3 cover, and then like they give you that CGC 9.8 graded book, or you can like pay a shit ton of money and get it remarked and signed and graded and send it to you.
That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, but like at some point, like I feel like when I see shit like that, like I'm not thinking as a collector anymore. I'm thinking like you're just fucking squeezing every last fucking drop you can get out of something that's hot. Like the new DC character, I don't know if it's a villain or heroine, the Miss Miracle or
Molly Miracle, Miracle Molly.
Yeah, Molly Miracle, like
that's total side conversation that we've been having the last week, because I'm like, I don't care about that character. Like,
yeah,
I don't.
I feel like,
I like the artist.
Is this a new heroine for Punchline to beat up? I don't know. Like,
well, I saw telling her, I was like, did they just have Punchline or Punch in the Face or whatever that character was called? And I'm like, is DC just throwing out so many like new characters? As every single book they put out have a new villain, or a daughter of a villain, a son of a villain. I saw there was a Batman book called Second Son. Now I have no idea if that means anything. I haven't looked at it. But I did pick up this book because we were talking about it, and they found like a shit ton of first appearances in here. Like, I have no idea if they're going to be worth anything, but I picked up one copy just today. Why not? But for me, like, I have a goal specifically for Something is Killing the Children, because it's something I truly have bought into and believe in, and the story is fantastic. And I got my 11-year-old daughter to read trade paperback 1. Because I'm like, she's always asking me for comics, which is something I'm proud of, but at the same time, it's like, I don't want you touching my shit,
Yeah, we'll get some fingerprints on that. I'll fucking kill you.
She comes in my office and she's like, you got any comic books in here, Dad, I can read? And I'm like, get out of here.
You're like, oh man, I just bought this My Little Pony, and we're like, she's like, no, Dad.
Speaking of that, you see those things behind me? I don't know if I can get it zoomed in close enough, but there's some Optimus Prime ponies. There's a Ghostbusters pony. I got a Dungeons and Dragons pony set up there. It's crazy. But
I understand. Like, she's not gonna fall for that. Like, you like when you go to the comic book store, you're like, man, I gotta find some comic books that she can fuck up and I don't care about.
Right. Well, I kept reminding her because I'm a little bit of a psycho, and hopefully on our next show that we do, I hopefully will have it in hand. But anyways, so I let her read the first trade paperback, and I checked in with her about 4 times, like, how you treating my book? It's like, it's right here. I'm like, why is it out of its plastic?
Yeah, right. Exactly.
Like, I'm reading it, Dad. And I'm like, okay, just make sure you put it back. Well, anyways, she started asking me questions, right? Because she was like, well, I don't really understand this, or, why is this character alive? And I'm like, that's the cliffhanger, right? We don't know why that little girl's still alive, because, they found her in the cave with the monster. Why is she still alive? He ate everybody else. And then she was confused about, I don't know if you read the series, so I hope I'm not giving anyone any spoilers here, because I figure if you're into the series, you're way ahead of me. I read the first 5 issues, but when she stabbed the dude in the head to make him see the monsters, I was just like, shit, that's trippy. Like, that would be a mind fuck. there for sure. And then I'm like, what'd she stab him in the head with? Now I want to know. Now I want to know more. But anyways, I she's into horror films and stuff like that. So I always try to be the at least. I love the horror comics. We've always talked about that. That's kind of our thing. We love that dark, gritty stuff. It's just who we are. Superhero books don't really do a whole lot for me for the most part. You find me something good to read and recommend it, I'll certainly check it out. I think that's why you gravitated a lot to like the Donny Cates stuff, because it wasn't cookie cutter type stuff. You see the cover? I found this at Walmart this week. Here I am showing off all the books. You don't even show me shit. Look at that thing. Gwenom and Carnage. That's a pretty sweet cover. I don't care who you are. But anyways, it's one of those Walmart packs. I haven't opened it up or anything. I have to make sure it's in tip-top shape for my CGC submission I got going on. So yeah. But yeah, I just I've been around comics for the past year, just haven't really been as focused as we were before, and I appreciate the friends that I have. And what you got there? X gonna give it to you. Oh
my god! Talking about too soon.
Too soon? I figured that's what you're gonna say.
I did not expect that.
I apologize for all those.
I already shut that. Shut it down. No.
Rest in peace, DMX. Rest in peace.
I can't believe you said that shit. I mean, I can believe it, but I wasn't expecting it.
I like how your response is like one sentence.
And I'm like, and you're like, X gonna give it to you. Oh my god. But I also got that.
There you go. That plays right into it there. I should have waited for that one.
Oh my god. I still can't believe you said that shit. Oh my god. I mean, it's funny. Don't get me wrong. But oh my god. But like speaking of Demon Days, I got a lot of the different covers.
I'm really digging that. I might have to check this out when it gets in trade.
Like I really like this one in particular, of this variant, because it's like a homage to the Princess Mononoke.
Sure, yeah. My favorite, one of my favorite Ghibli films.
And then I got like the Virgin.
The Virgin. So is Peach doing all the artwork for that book, or just the covers?
Yes. No, she's doing the artwork.
So that's pretty cool, because she's not really known for doing interiors, right?
Yeah, in fact, I think this is the first book that she's doing everything.
Wow. Yeah, I'd have to check that out. I like her style, and I picked up I don't know what I ordered from her recently, but I got some peach colors coming in.
But I mean, like I said, I'm really enjoying.
Oh my gosh, is that Psylocke?
Yeah.
That's really pretty. Nice.
And this is the art gem. We're gonna get closer with the face.
Yeah, she's a pixelated little thing.
I know, right?
That was a weird shark, wasn't it? Who did that cover?
I'm not sure.
Your fifth grader?
But I think I got these. I want to say I got these from Frankie's Comics.
Okay, yeah. I know Frankie's pretty well. Thanks to Hazel Dan.
And then I got the Virgin with that cover.
So is this a big Psylocke story or what?
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's like it revolves around Psylocke. Like she's like, as far as I could tell, is that she's like a roaming samurai.
Oh, okay. Okay. I must have missed that part.
Like she's just dealing with.
Dude, that's a pretty sick cover. Who did that one?
I'm not sure.
Well, you're fired.
I know, I'm horrible. But speaking of Monoko, I did pick up this Aliens.
Is that Alien?
Yeah.
Is that a hot book right now?
I'm not quite sure. I don't know if it's hot. I just know that I really like her cover the best, to be honest, out of all the books covers that they did. I read it, and to be honest, I'm not that. You know, it's fucking Alien, and I feel as though like they just try to retell the fucking same story that we already know. Like,
kind of thing?
I just didn't feel like there was anything special coming out of it that's gonna make it last. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I was never really a huge Alien fan necessarily, but I understand the allure of it. Finally, I found something that we need on this show today. That's the best I can do for you there, Tacoma. It's a Sharknado Pokemon. That's all I got for you.
If I only had my titty shark cover.
I know. I've been waiting to show that to Hazel Dan because I think it'll blow their mind. Hazel Dan said that they love her Usagi covers. Have you seen those?
Oh yeah. In fact, I think I already packed it up in one of these goddamn boxes. But I bought a Usagi #1.
Have you heard of this book yet? Shadecraft?
No, because at first I was like, that's a Virgin cover. The title's not on it. Like, have you heard of this one? I'm like, the cover looks cool.
This is covered by Franny, Justine Franny. It was
if I was going to guess, I was going to say that was a Mirka Andolfo cover.
It looks pretty similar. She also did a cover for Something Is Killing the Children that's super dope, and I got outbid on that today as well. That's besides the point. But anyways, picked up some of these just because it's a #1 issue, cool cover. You never know. But this might be heading off to a certain birthday girl, you know. So just showing that here, you know.
I may or may not have said her name during the song.
Right. You may or may not have said
her name. Like I said, my name is Sean Michael Bruce. My social security number is
8675309.
I apologize for may or may not saying your name.
I'm sure she may or may not be okay with it.
Like, say my name.
You've been acting shady.
I guess that means I'm going to have to send her one of my Usagi covers.
Do you know what to check with her and see which one she needs? Because I mean, she's got a pretty healthy collection going there of the peach, for sure. It's pretty impressive. They have a pretty impressive collection overall, so it's not even like a, you know, can't, you know. I love talking shop with them. They sent me this weird video this week, so I actually called them and tried to do I'm not really savvy when it comes to the phone calls, but I was trying to do like a 3-way call because they sent me this video from the 80s of like this super creepy pickle bus. It was like a service where you could call the pickle bus and they would bring shit to your kids in a creepy van. Well, I tried calling the number. The number still works. So
I just like the fact that, like, in your head, you're like, I'm going to creep out my kids.
Well, yeah,
Called the Pickle Man.
I tried to have them on the phone when I did this call, and it turns out the phone number is for some internet service provider or whatever. But, regardless, the fact that the 800 number still works 30 years later is impressive. It was a super weird video, and it was quite funny, and I thought it'd be even more funny if they were still in business.
Oh my god!
And I could bring the pickle bus to my house, and we're kids. It's time to learn.
Oh my god!
The things you do on a whim sometimes is,
the things you do to get your kids a better education.
Right, absolutely. I guarantee you they would be at least scared shitless enough to sit there and listen.
Holy shit.
So what do you think about that HaHa series? Are you reading that or collecting that?
No. I only picked up one cover. I think I picked up like a second printing of the clown that looks like Gacy. That's the best way I can describe it.
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
I was the one with the clown cover, and I was like, no, they all have fucking clowns on them, you idiot. No, but have you been reading it?
No. I just saw some of the covers, and I was like, man, I don't know how I'd sleep with that in my house. Not a big clown fan.
The only reason why I would probably get it is if, Vanessa Del Rey, with her artwork. Because she's one of my favorite artists.
Yes, I do remember that. Hazel Dan wants to know, what about that video would make me call that number? I don't know.
And with JP describing it to me, I would call it.
But in all seriousness, if this was 1985 or whenever they did this, and this was reality, I would never call that number. I don't know what would entice a real person to reach out to them and be like, yes, bring the magic pickle bus to my house and teach my kids some awesome vocabulary. No, I'm pretty sure that's why we're out of business, because that was a terrible idea.
Well, then you got to think about
at the same time as a summer.
You gotta think about the shit that we've experienced as kids, because we're old bastards. And one of the things I remember, first off, when cereal would have prizes, you would have awesome shit in there. You would actually have a little fucking toy or something, not now you just get a coupon or
Pokemon cards. But I'm not saying I bought all the golden the Cinnamon Toast Crunch, but I might have.
Well, I just don't remember cereals and shit having cool stuff like that. Because I remember Captain Crunch used to have this thing where you could call in this number and you were supposed to figure some shit out, and you had this little...
Did the captain come in a green bus with a pickle?
I don't know, man. I don't think I made it enough. I didn't buy enough boxes of Captain Crunch.
Dang it.
But what I'm saying is, we used to get, little fucking records.
Or yo-yos, or something you would actually use and play with.
But, I remember there was, McDonald's had their little song about their burgers and shit, a little record that would come in a cereal box or some shit, and we used to have these get toys out of cereal boxes, the little squid things where you could throw it on the wall and
the flappy hands that roll down the wall,
yeah, and it's just
Did you
whatever happened to that kind of advertisement? Man, that's what reminded me when we were talking about calling the pickle bus.
Did you ever play the McDonald's record backwards by chance?
You will sell your soul to the hamburger.
I'm just kidding. I would envision something like that being on the back of that, just being Ronald says, kill yourself.
Like as a little kid and like Grimace juice was coming out my fucking nose and I was just like, I need a Happy Meal right now, man. Like the Golden Arch is calling me.
Seriously, man. It's like the first thing that kids learn. You know, like they recognize the arches. You know, they're like McDonald's, McDonald's from the back seat.
But I mean, like even with McDonald's, there used to be like cool ass toys you got. Like, you know, I remember getting like little fucking Transformers and shit, and like the Muppet Babies.
I always wish they had nunchucks.
Oh yeah, I mean, I always wish for like a fucking switchblade or something. But,
that was the secret. That was the secret value.
That was the preteen Happy Meal.
Yeah, this is the big kids meal, or they call them the mega meal, the mega kids meal. Oh, sweet! I got a switchblade and a lotto ticket. This is awesome.
Switchblade and it.
Thanks for the pack of smokes, Grimace.
Yeah, I know, right? I'm gonna light my cigarette and hope I win this Monopoly bullshit.
Yeah, liars, you scamming bastards.
And they fucking tricked you because like you'd like rip that little thing off the fry and like boardwalk and be like, oh hell yeah, $1 million, but like no.
No. Yeah, you got the do not pass go. Do not collect any kind of money.
Yeah, you got a free fry every once in a while.
Yeah, medium fry too. They're not skimping on you.
And those were just as good as the switchblades that you always wished for. You could cut somebody with a fucking McDonald's fry.
Well, you leave them in the seat of your car long enough, they become a switchblade.
What do you mean? You like just wait a couple of minutes after you order. Like,
it's like, damn, what happened to these things? These things set up pretty bad, man. This concrete.
Like your kid was in the back seat, like wanting his fucking burger. You just pull out a fry and say, "Shut the fuck up! I'll cut you! I'll cut you!" Like what are the police gonna say? Like, child murdered by a McDonald's fry. Like, I was just trying to hand him his Happy Meal, officer.
I just hit the brakes, man.
What he did with his fries is on his own, man. I don't know.
Yeah. You let them sit up long enough to become like biter biscuits for babies, you know.
I'm responsible if you want to, but you know, the kid was hungry.
I'm trying to feed my kid some lunch.
As a parent, I provided.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, it's almost midnight my time. I know it's going to be close to 1 o'clock your time, so we probably should wrap up this show.
Maybe.
I do apologize that, you know, it was a late start because of technical difficulties, a.k.a. I don't know what the hell I'm doing half the time. But I appreciate you. I appreciate your willingness to do a show with me again, and we'll build on this for the future. Yes. You gotta have that. And I appreciate everyone in the chat, everyone who stopped in tonight and was patient enough to at least come and visit with us for a little bit. So we will see how things go for the future. That's it? That's all you have to say?
No, I mean, you acted like I was not, well, I wasn't allowed to say anything. But I will say thank you guys for sticking in with us during the difficulties. Cheers. I'm sorry if I froze, even though I was joking before, and then it actually happened.
Yeah, that was pretty awesome.
Yeah, I fucking jinxed it. I sure did. But this is awesome, man. I love the show. I love JP. Happy birthday. I'm the Hazel Band person that I may or may not have said your name. But if you get with JP, I will send you a Usagi cover. And I apologize for may or may not saying your name, but thank you everybody for joining us. It's awesome to see familiar names pop up in the chat.
Absolutely.
Me and JP have a lot of love for the community. We always have, and I know to me it was worth the wait because I just love this right here. So thank you very much.
It was good times. You guys take care. We'll see you soon. Hopefully. ... Maybe. Just kidding.
Don't get on the pickle bus.